That's how I lost my children.
This episode is not going to be sponsored by
my children.
They never were.
And this video is also not going to be... Like, we're not receiving any monetary value from any corporation. But we are going to have an unpaid advertisement. Arby's. Everyone, go to Arby's. Buy yourself a sandwich.
Are you referring to that stupid controversy that happened?
With the mascot?
Wait, there's a controversy? What the hell?
That was so fucking dumb.
Well, what a great way to start the podcast. Let's talk about this. First of all, intros. Lawrence, you start before we go into this.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lorenzo. I'm the blue squid.
Lorenzo smokes cigarette. I haven't heard that name in years.
That is Royal Dude Lorenzo to you, Mario.
Yeah, I'm the royal dude of Lorenzo, and I'm the blue squid.
Oh, he's royal. Oh, I'm so sorry, my king. Bows down. Would you like a throne?
I swear I thought you were gonna say Bowsette.
Oh my, why?
Feet.
It wasn't even part of the convo.
We're about to talk about waifu, so there's that.
Arby's
Anyways,
waifu? Wait, what the hell? Wait, keep going.
My name is Ray, also known as Meatloaf Man. I'm the Purple Squid on the Inkling Brothers podcast, and just for the record, it's 12:55 a.m. So if you guys want to sync up again, there you go. Just don't pause. Eric, go ahead.
And I am the name that Ray just said. I'm Eric.
Eric.
You're lit.
And this is Nightline, not as the Inkleverse podcast.
And this is Cat Scratch.
I wasn't even making a reference to frickin' like the goddamn controversry. I didn't even know there was a controversy in the first place.
It's barely a controversy. It's fucking dumb.
Talk about
I was literally just thinking about what company can I... Because, okay, here's what I was about to do. Here's honestly what I was about to do. This morning...
You are about to do.
This morning, I was about to... bullshit. And I was about to... This morning, I was about to send a tweet to the Arby's official account and say, hey, can we use your name and say you officially sponsored us, but you don't have to give us anything. We just want to use your name for comedic purposes.
They're like, fuck off, nerd.
And then, and I promise you, like, at the end of the day, you only receive good things. Like, you will get people in your restaurant. You'll get one or two people. Like, it doesn't even matter. That's business you didn't have before. We said your name on our podcast. Like, I was gonna make a case for them.
Damn, these guys said the name Arby's. That makes me hungry for some Arby's.
Exactly. And then
that's how it works, right? We just say the name.
That's how I was planning to start the next podcast. And now you are telling me there's some sort of dumb thing happening with their waifus. I don't understand. Anyway,
okay,
waifus, it's not plural. There's only one, technically.
Let's give context. So basically, the other day, Arby's Twitter account tweeted out a brand new character design for, like, they're basically like a new mascot. It's not like a company mascot by any means, but it's just like a new sort of, like, you know, anime-esque representative, you know, based around their company. Because, you know, it's older age, like most companies and, like, you know, YouTube channels and all that, they're all making their own waifus that are basically personifications of what their business stands for. Like, you know, with Ronald McDonald, obviously, this clown selling fast food, you know, stuff like that. So Arby's finally decided to make their own, and, you know, it's basically like, well, we don't know how old she is, but she kind of resembles a little girl with, like, the Arby's hat. She's 54. Sure, if you want to go through Toho logic, yeah, let's go with that. But no, for real, they didn't give any official age of the character, and, you know, obviously they were just like, hey guys, take a look at our new mascot. Let's let's get this tweet trending, and, you know, start posting some fan art. You know, we guys want to see what you guys can come up with, see some creative stuff. And immediately, well, first of all, obviously you have the people who are, like, drawings, like, oh, this is cool, yeah, let me draw it. And then obviously they're sending in their responses, and some of them I've seen, they're pretty cool, like, and, you know, everyone has their own take on it. It's cool seeing different art styles. But then you have this other subset of people who are like, oh, you guys are lolicons. You have like this 8-year-old girl, mind you, never said any age of the character. You have this 8-year-old girl representing your company. That means you guys are pedophiles.
It's a chibi drawing.
Take it easy. It's just a drawing.
It's literally chibi. It's not a little girl.
It's a chibi girl, yeah.
Like, bruh.
She resembles
why?
a little girl, but that doesn't mean she's fucking 8 years old like you're accusing them of making.
Yo, she got feet.
What?
Yes, she does. But that's not the point.
Wait, did they show her that in the
She has
in the
to,
thing? Oh.
I mean, she...
I mean,
don't
obviously
show
she
her-
does, Ray. I mean, I
they don't
assume that
show her-
every...
She's barefoot.
They don't show her feet in front of the camera, but like, yeah, she's barefoot.
It's like pegs, though. What the hell?
Yeah.
No, I'm just fucking Lawrence. Like, oh man, she got feet. They're pegs. You don't even see toes.
The first thing, you know how
It's
some
like
people
the
see
Ed,
like
Ed, and Eddie with the 3 fingers.
They don't even have 3. They don't even have 1.
you know how some people see like just when they see women they just see boobs first or like whatever or ass or whatever else. For Lars, it's feet always.
Nah, bro, it's pegs.
It's pegs. That's the only
Pegs.
thing he'll see first.
All right, so I get it. You're into Plankton's pegs.
Bruh.
He's into Aegis's pegs from
I'm into
Persona 3.
Patrick's
Because
pegs.
Aegis doesn't have feet. She has pegs.
Also,
I'll
the
show-
pegs from Fire Emblem
I'll
Awakening.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna show her art, from the design, just to show what I mean.
By the way, in the side of that article, I put there was this ad that said get 50% off any Adam and Eve adult toy plus free shipping and gift, and it's literally
Why is one of the adult toys an eggplant?
it's literally a hand
Oh,
touching an eggplant, and there's just it looks heavenly apparently.
It looks heavenly.
Oh.
I don't get it.
Yo,
Whatever.
you guys remember that Courage the Cowardly Dog episode with the eggplant? Like,
I was
"Oh,
thinking
my
about that
eggplant,"
just
or
now.
something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking of the Courage episode.
Why was I thinking about Courage the Cowardly Dog just now, honestly?
Because it's a really good show?
No.
This
I was
is not
thinking
the great
about
eggplant.
So surprisingly,
This
I
is
was
not even
thinking
great
about it when we started
eggplant.
talking about Ed, and Eddie and pegs. I don't know why. Wow, the silence.
Alright, but yeah, that's a whole thing, and like, it's fucking stupid, and I think the mascot looks cute, and I might try it when I have off time, but like, it's a stupid fucking controversy.
All right.
Like, why, internet?
I didn't even imagine. I was
reasons to be
just
mad
I
for
was
no
just
reason.
fucking around with the whole All right, go to Arby's,
No,
everybody.
that's fine. I know you didn't know, but like,
Buy a freaking
I mean,
roast
it-
beef
it-
sandwich on.
Go to
on
Arby's,
top-
everyone, he says.
it's on topic with what we talk about on this show, so it's a good icebreaker for like the long list of topics we have for today.
Yeah, you're right. Speaking of controversies, let's talk about
Oh, boy.
something. Let's talk about something juicy.
Oh my god.
What?
Everybody's first teen drama back in the day
Oh my god.
Where are you going with this?
I know
was
exactly
Zoey
where it is.
101.
Yup.
Everybody wanted to go to PCA. Everyone.
I'll admit
Are you
I
sure
did.
about that?
I don't know why we have to talk about Zoey 101, but sure. I'll admit I
I mean,
did
I
want to go to
wanted to-
PCA.
So the reason I,
I mean, I
wanted to
thought it
bring this
looked
up
cool,
is because
but like, I thought Dual Academy was cooler.
yeah, you're right.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's,
play-
that's not a
play
real
video.
school, let's
no,
be
the
fair.
only reason that we wanted to
PCA
go
isn't
to
real
Dual
life.
Academy is because we were weebs.
Well, it's
at a
filmed
young
at a real
age.
school, Ray.
Anyways, the reason I want to talk about I want to talk about Zoey 101 is because the other day Eric and I were having a conversation about Dan the Man lick some toes Snyder.
Oh my god.
We talked about the escalation of his feet
And then we
insertion
somehow-
in the show.
Is this just the whole episode? Is it just feet references?
No, somehow we
No.
made a jump in our discussion to the most good-looking men on Zoey 101, and then somehow
I thought you were gonna say feet.
Well, obviously that's Jamie Lynn Spears. Ray, come on, we don't even have to discuss
you are
that.
The one making
I mean, I didn't deny it, but
you were the one making the feet references. Now, are you gonna turn this show into a feet reference episode?
Sir.
Anyways, so we talked about the good-looking men on the show, and then somehow we went to the clip that was released 5 years ago by Dan the Man
Schneider, yes.
Lick my neck, get a show on Nick Snyder. He released this video pretty much continuing from the end of Zoey 101 like 10 years later.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like, when we talked about it, it did kind of strike something in me. That show meant a lot to all of us. Right? It was
everyone, all of you, even if you haven't seen it.
It was a big show
even if you never
back
seen
then, and it was something we all really like enjoyed. I remember even like, at least even when we got to like the last season, when like we wanted to find out whether Chase was going to finally tell Zoey he loved her and shit like that. Like, people were talking about it like it was fucking Jersey Shore. Now, let's just come out and like, like, let's just come out and just, like talk about it. Okay?
About the show?
Yes. About the show. We're not going to talk about it at great lengths, but I do kind of want to talk. I want to know what you're...
And then we spend 50 minutes on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see what you guys...
We talk about each individual episode and everything.
I want to hear what you guys think about. I guess you guys can jump off from that clip from 5 years ago if you want, and then just kind of evolve from there. We also talked about Austin, whatever the hell his name is, the guy that leaves, that shows up because Chase is gone, and then just dies.
I'll talk about that later, sure. I want to talk about that.
I feel like Eric is going to echo a lot of what he said about that 70s show for this, too.
Oh, yeah, I did talk about that. When Eric left the show for the last season of that 70s show.
Okay, yeah, alright, go
Kelso
ahead.
wasn't in it much either.
Go.
Oh, you want me to talk about it?
Well, no, either
that
of you.
Immediately?
Either of you. Talk about
the I remember the day the clip from like for 10 years later came out on Dan Snyder's
It was trending
channel,
on Twitter and stuff when it came
it was
out.
trending, and people thought it was actually going to lead to some sort of reunion, and I'm just like,
it never happened.
That'll be cool, but like I don't think it will because of the whole Jamie Lynn Spears controversy that happened.
She's definitely not coming back.
For sure, yeah. I'm surprised that he was even able to use an old clip of her likeness.
And the photo and stuff.
Yeah. And the photo and everything.
Yeah.
It's weird how they filmed it too, because he filmed it like a modern day TV show episode. Like if it was an episode of Victorious where like because the way Zoey 101 was filmed is that there was no studio audience, so they were able to have camera angles from basically just anywhere.
Yeah.
Because it was like you said, it was literally filmed at a school and in different buildings and all that.
Yeah,
so
there was also no laugh track in Zoey 101.
No laugh track.
And the clip from 2015 also followed suit with that.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. It was cool seeing the two guys again.
The two returning characters, because there's only two.
There's
Don't
the only
forget
two
the
they managed to
clamshell.
get for that.
The clamshell, also.
That too.
How is that returning?
Oh, also
Maybe someday.
Maybe someday. But didn't also another item from Zoey 101 that returned for that 10 years later clip is the sidekick parody, where they don't actually call it a sidekick.
Oh yeah!
Yo, I wanted one.
Everyone remember a T-Mobile sidekick?
I really wanted that. My brother had one, and I wanted one so bad, because when I saw it, I was like, yo, that's like that thing from Zoey 101.
Yeah.
But by the time I was able to have a phone, it was out of fashion.
Were they PDAs or kick flips, or what the fuck were they called?
I remember going on like Bulbapedia once on the
Wait, you
browser on
went
that, and I thought it
you
was.
had one of those things from Zoey 101 and you went on Bulbapedia?
I didn't have it, but my sister had it once, and she
Oh.
let me use it one time, and
Oh.
I used the browser on it, and I went to Bulbapedia, and like I thought it was one of the most revolutionary like things at the time, just being able to go on the internet anywhere and then have this keypad with you.
Ray,
I just
since
thought
when were
like,
you on Zoey 101?
all right, you need to stop.
He was not on Zoey 101.
No, but that was cool seeing that like old device again, and
There were a lot of references.
there were a lot of references
Zoey
to the
101.
show, and
It's so crazy to me that show is more than a decade old now. It
yeah.
came out. It first aired in 2005.
No,
That long ago.
It's
The
funny too
year that
because
the Xbox 360 came out. Like, just think about that.
it's funny too because if you watch a bunch of other Dan Schneider shows, you'll see bits and pieces of Zoey 101 sprinkled throughout his whole universe. Like you see some characters returning, you see like
Wasn't there that
PTA
annoying
reference.
Lisp girl that showed up
Yes,
again in a later show?
Stacey Dilston.
Not her.
Oh.
Not her. That's from Amanda's show.
That's from Amanda's show. What the fuck?
The dancing lobster.
Although I do remember that skit.
But yeah, no, Stacey Dilston is like with the lifts. Yeah, she shows up in
lost it, but then she
iCarly
got
and
it
Sam
again.
and Cat. Yeah,
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
yeah. Zoey 101 is like sometimes it reruns on TNIC. It still does to this day, and it's pretty cool. Like just going back and rewatching it. It's definitely one of the good shows that I wish I watched more of back in its prime. And it's definitely something that I think even today, despite some of the old trends in it, it still holds up. Like in terms of the plot threads and everything, and just the characters and seeing like how real the relationships felt. And I think the fact that it didn't have a laugh track or any like cheesy comedy or anything like that benefit the show in the long run and made it as memorable and relatable as it is.
I think there were still some cheesy comedy moments though. Like there were
Oh, of
moments
course.
where you could picture a laugh track in the
If
background. Especially
I
in the
just think
clip.
that
In the clip.
yeah,
You
I
especially
just think
could.
that compared to the other Dan Snyder shows, and obviously, like, we all love Drake and Josh, we all love iCarly and Victorious, but like compared to the other Dan Snyder shows, it's definitely, in my opinion, the most grounded in reality. Like, it feels very real. There's still some ridiculous things going on here and there, but like it does feel relatable the most.
I could see that. Yeah, it's probably the most grounded. It's definitely the most
Yeah.
unique out of all the of the Dan Schneiderverse for a lot of things, like the fact that it was actually filmed at a location, so they had a million camera angles. The fact that there was no laugh track and things like that. But yeah, you could keep going if you want.
I'd argue probably like the second most like relatable show like that came out of Snyder's Bakery is like the Drake and Josh for sure because obviously that aired alongside Zoey 101 and while there was never any sort of intermingling crossovers between each of those shows when the time they came out during that era of T-Nick it was definitely like it was a time when I felt kids who just were born in the mid 90s were just growing up and us tuning into that show at that age it's an experience that I don't know if Nickelodeon will be able to really just replicate nowadays because like that's not to insult those shows that are currently on Nickelodeon. I know we all have our opinions on them. We don't think they're really that great. But like at the same time, obviously there's some kids and tweens out there who obviously enjoy them. So that's their shows. Obviously, Henry Danger. I don't know if you guys noticed. Henry Danger is about to have his 100th episode. So
What?
if like that,
So they've been continuing that without Dan Schneider?
they've been continuing it somehow. But like that's just a sign that like there's still an audience for like some of these shows that are still airing. But like I guess what I'm trying to get at is that like even then like while those shows see success right now in terms of their actual like I guess quality and presentation. In my opinion, I don't think any show could hold up to what Drake and Josh Zoey 101 laid the foundation for. They were pretty much like the top two shows on the network, especially like because and there were other shows obviously that were on that weren't from Dan Schneider that were just as good, if not a bit below average, from what Zoey 101 and Drake and Josh had. But I still say they hold up pretty well, even just to this day. Like I can still go back and just watch either show, even when I'm just bored and there's nothing else to watch.
Yeah, I can say like there were Henry Danger doesn't compare in quality to the previous shows, right?
Yeah.
I think
no, it absolutely does not.
But for some reason, I actually could like I could put that on top of Sam and Cat. I think because I don't know. Like, yes, the two girls are hot.
I'll give you that because I've actually seen a good number of Henry Danger episodes just to give the show a shot.
Yeah, and it wasn't bad.
I've managed to stomach them more than I've been able to stomach my share of Sam and Cat.
Yeah,
I barely watched Sam and Cat, let alone Henry Danger. So I don't know. I can't say anything. I barely watched either show.
It's not terrible. It's obviously less realistic than like any
Don't
of
watch
the other
the cartoon,
shows.
by the way. It's garbage, but
Yeah,
the live action show, it's alright in comparison.
Yeah, I heard it was garbage. What about that show that Kel did? Was it Game Shakers?
Game Shakers, yeah, that's the one that Kel came back for.
Right, and Nathan Kress.
Alright, so I've seen episodes. I've seen my fair share of episodes too, obviously to give the show a shot. And I mean, for kids, it's not that bad, but realistically, it's not a good show by any means. I've already I think in the past, I think at the panel actually, I've talked about how Pro Jared was asked to be on an episode, and this is from a now removed video. You can no longer find it. I think you might be able to still find it if you look really hard, like on certain websites. But like basically, he talked about his experience filming on that show, and it was like a terrible experience. Like he had to pay for his flight to get over there, despite being invited to be on. And but like in general, just like the quality of the show is like it's not very realistic. Like basically, the whole point of the show is these four kids that want to be game developers, and we're not talking about like console games. We're talking about like developing apps for like cell phones. And some of the stuff they do on the show is just like, this is not really how it would be in real life. Like I know obviously it's a TV show. It's not supposed to be exactly like real life, but I don't know. It's like they make it look really easy in comparison to like what game developers probably have to go through in real life to get their shit together to make a decent ass game. And there was even I think I ranted about this to you guys one time last year. An episode came on once. I forgot what I was waiting for, but I was waiting for something on TNIC, and Game Shakers was in front of it. So I just decided to watch the episode. Mm-hmm. And basically the whole plot of it was that Kel's son, like the character, he gets stuck on it because the show takes place in New York, if you can believe it. So they're on the subway system for the whole episode. The subway system looks nothing like New York. And they're on the one train.
What, bruh?
For some reason, one train.
That means
one train
Eric Eric is fucking canon in that universe.
No.
Did I show up in the background, Ray?
Oh, it's lit.
Thankfully, you did it. I think you were just at home.
Okay.
But no, on a real note, but that train was fucking making stops at I even looked it up to make sure it was making stops at stops that don't even fucking exist on that train line. Like I think one of them was like a freaking 6 train stop in Brooklyn or whatever.
Oh my god.
Oh, nice. That makes sense.
What?
Okay.
I don't know. Like
I can't even get that right.
I have to go back and check and see what I said about that. But basically, it's terribly inaccurate. Ghost Show? Oh, the Haunted Halfways, I think. See, that show, I wouldn't say it's a good show either, but it wasn't. The Haunted Halfways isn't a terrible show. It's not something I would say like, yeah, go see it, but like, it's definitely better than Game Shakers, like in terms, because I like the cast they have on there. I think they do a good job playing their characters.
Absolutely.
I've actually sat down and seen some of these shows time to time. But like Haunted Halfways is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, it was pretty good. The guy that plays the little kid, the little boy, he actually goes on to be on Game Shakers, I think, right?
I believe so, yeah.
And
I think also
there was also
I
the other one.
I might be wrong, but I might be wrong, but I think that kid that you just mentioned also voices Gerald in the Jungle movie.
What?
In
Man,
Arnold.
this Dan Schneider cinematic universe lore goes deeper than I thought.
So, I wanted to bring up another thing.
I didn't even say anything yet.
Wait, were you gonna say something?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were
I was
just
waiting for Ray to finish.
I thought you were making a joke about the haunted Hathaways and how that was somehow.
I didn't make anything about the haunted Hathaway. What are you talking about? What?
That was you, Lawrence.
I thought you were trying to connect these two shows. All right.
Oh,
sorry.
That was a joke.
Keep going.
All right. Anyways, go ahead.
Who, me?
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna. I don't know how we got to this. I thought we were talking about Zoey 101, but sure. I stopped watching these Dan Schneider shows after like Victorious. I think I didn't even watch all of Victorious.
Did, yeah.
I didn't even watch all of Victorious, but I did watch it for a good amount of time, enough to the point where I could recognize some of the memes that came out of it, like the really really nerdy guy, not the one with the dummy, but the really nerdy guy with the goth chick. That became a meme after a while. I also remember seeing one where it's the episode where the ventriloquist dummy quote unquote dies, and they took the screenshot of the Afro Jufro guy at the hospital bed, and then they put the title of a video, Top 10 Anime Deaths. Like, damn, that's pretty good. But I stopped. I barely watched Sam and Cat. I really did not care about it at all. I don't know anything about Game Shakers or Henry Danger or any of this stuff. But
Eric, honestly, you dropped off at the right point, because even Victorious, I think by its like third season or whatever it was, got just really legit just jumped the shark. It just got really ridiculous. Because
you see,
I mentioned like that episode where they go on this fucking game show. It's just fucking
I know which one you're talking about. That show is that episode was so fucking dumb.
It was so mean spirited.
Yeah, like, are you serious? All the characters get injured and then they get nothing at the end.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. Like, and one thing I never understood with Victorious is that Beck and Jade, I remember those two, but not the nerdy guy. I don't know why. But they broke up like twice or 3 times in that show. They kept repeating that plot line over and over again. At one point, it was just one episode, but then they broke up again, and that ended up going for like a whole arc. And I'm like, come on, like, we know they're getting back together at the end.
In that time, even like Tori and Beck hooked up at that point, then
I'm just like, oh my god, whatever. It was just weird. And that show, more than any of the others beforehand, really emphasized Dan Schneider's foot thing, because it got to a point where feet... Nice. It got to a point where feet were literally a subplot in one episode. I'm talking about the episode where a lot of the characters ended up getting those fish that would bite off the dead skin of their feet to make them super soft.
It's like, move like a baby's butt.
Not only that, but they even had like extras on the show, like in the school, touching the characters' feet, like rubbing them, like, wow, this is amazing. And I'm like, bruh, no one does that in real life.
No one does this in real life.
Unless they're like a masseuse, or like they're giving a massage to like a friend or a girlfriend, or they're into feet. No one does this in real life. No one in high school goes, yo, let me feel your feet. Wow, that feels amazing. It's so dumb. But like,
why was this even a plot?
It was a subplot, bro. That's what gets me.
I know. Like, what was the point of it, though? Like, there was no actual story to it. Like, yeah,
it was filler.
You see them in the hospital, but like, there was no point to it.
It was fetish filler, dude. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Like, before, it was... No, go ahead.
There was an episode where they parodied The Breakfast Club, and you see Jade shooting a target with her feet.
Right. I remember that.
I remember that. There was also...
not Jade, Tori, I think.
Yeah, it was one of the two. I remember that. There was also one, just to show just how far he went with his obsession. There was a clip, not in the show, but like on the website or whatever for the show.
Yeah, on the flap.
where the black kid, Andre, was rubbing ketchup on Tori's feet. Literally rubbing ketchup on her feet, and I'm like, bruh, what is this?
And when that video was uploaded to YouTube, I don't even think it was an official upload. I think some random person just took it from the website and just re-uploaded it. When that went on to YouTube, it got a freaking adult, like 18 plus.
Yeah, because it's basically like a porn vid.
Yeah,
so it's a foot fetish porn vid.
Plus YouTube account, you couldn't see that video. A victorious clip got
of Andre rubbing ketchup on Tori's feet. God, he got really carried away with that show specifically. It was insane. Beforehand, it was like shots.
Filming that video,
but that was it. Huh? Oh, dude. It must have been weird.
Just putting
it must have been weird. They must have been questioning it so hard. Like, sir, are you sure this is okay? And I'm like, he's like, yes.
I just gotta say, first of all, I don't think any of this is really okay whatsoever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just want to say, thank God they're in their fucking 20s and not actually like 14 like they're portrayed in the show, because it would be way fucking worse.
Yeah, I think some actors in his previous shows were young though, and they did show off like some feet stuff.
They did,
so
and that pisses me off.
So it's like it's fucked up either way, but yeah, there is a small distinction between like Victorious and some of the others. Yeah. But yeah, like that show, he really got carried away because beforehand it was like shots of feet, like Sam is getting a foot massage in iCarly. Like it just got to that, and that was it. But nah, Victorious, he went above and beyond with it. It was so noticeable. It was noticeable beforehand for me too. Like, wow, there's a lot of like feet moments in iCarly or whatever. That's interesting. Then Victorious, I'm just like, all right, something's going on here.
I noticed it too, but it was, for me as a kid, it was very passive. Like I didn't think about it that way because I was naive growing up. But like when I learned about it later online, like with the documentary, which I recommend people go see, from Blame It on Jorge, where he talks about Dan Snyder, and then all these other controversies and all that, is just like, damn, looking back, there was so fucking much of it.
And I wasn't naive on it too, don't get me wrong. I didn't think it was supposed to be sexual. I just kind of noticed it, like, wow, there's a lot of feet shots in these shows.
I just thought it was like basically the joke of like all those shows is like, oh wow, there's a lot of feet jokes in this. Haha, that's funny, I'm a kid. And this is funny humor.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, God.
Anyways,
But yeah, like, in regards to Zoey 101, that was a show I did actually watch a ton of, and I did like. There's just some things about it that I remember. Talking about that clip is interesting to me, at least, because it honestly kind of like not fucked me up, but I was really questioning a lot of it. Like, I was like, bro, that's insane. Because in the clip, Chase literally blows off his marriage proposal to his girlfriend at the time to try and chase a high school romance. And I'm like, bruh, what?
I fucking forgot about that.
Like, that blew my mind. Like, I know it's supposed to be played for laughs, but I really was like going, yo, that's fucked up. That's insane. He was literally about to propose right there until Michael showed up and all that. And it was just really weird. And Ray, I don't know if it's true, but like, is Michael homeless? Because he was really dirty when he showed up.
No, I think.
Honestly,
no, wait, no.
I don't know.
No. I know exactly why. I just totally remembered. When you said he was homeless, I was just like, wait a minute, he's homeless? No, he wasn't. The reason is because he dug up the time capsule.
Oh yeah. Okay. Because I thought he was homeless because he was dirty, and he, at the very end of like the clip or whatever, he asked that was originally supposed to be Chase's fiance. He asked her if he could go to her place to take a shower, and I'm like, is this dude fucking homeless? Did they actually go that far?
Maybe he might. I'm not sure that they were trying to do that, but
it just blew my mind. Like, did they actually make one of the leads homeless?
But also, maybe he's just interested in the girl, and he's just like, yo, can I take a shower at your place? He's also covered in dirt, so like.
Yeah, I don't know, like, the fact that he was covered in dirt, and the fact that he had to ask someone to go take a shower at their place, it made me think,
instead of asking his friend.
Yeah, or just taking a shower at his place. Like, it made me think, oh, is this dude homeless? Like, what the fuck? Wow, that's a bold move to make one of the Nickelodeon like teen leads from one of their big shows homeless in the future. But
well, they did make one of them insane.
Oh, which one?
Fucking Crazy Steve.
Oh yeah.
And how he was like, have you guys seen that theory?
Yeah, I know which one you're about to mention.
Crazy Steve is Spencer.
Spencer, yeah.
Yeah.
The same person.
That he kidnapped Drake and Josh's sister. Yeah.
Renamed her Carly. And then
and they kept them hostage. Oh my god. But yeah, like I remember that from Zoey 101. There's a few other things that stick out.
There's a guy from Austin and Ally.
I don't think that's the same guy.
That's a Disney show.
Are you saying that all blonde boys look the same? Because you're not wrong. But
it's not the same person. Shit.
But I remember. No, shut up. I'm trying to remember. I remember there was one thing. Right. I remember one thing that I was always curious on why it was this way, but I know that probably doesn't make sense. But basically, one thing I noticed as a kid is that each season it felt like they were introducing and getting rid of characters. Because in the first season, Zoe's roommates was a girl named Dana and Nicole. And then the second season, Dana's gone. She left. And you never see her again in that show. And so then it's Nicole and new girl Lola. But then in the third season, Nicole leaves and you never see her again. And then it's Lola and Quinn. And the third season also introduces that annoying lisp chick that no one likes. And then comes season 4, Chase is gone, and then he's replaced by that blonde guy. Austin. And I'm like, what the hell? He just... Shut up. I don't think his name is Austin.
I actually do think his name is Austin. But that's why I call him
because Austin. Of the Disney sitcom? Yeah, he does kind of look similar.
His name is Austin Butler.
Oh my god.
Wait, no. Austin Butler is the name of the actor.
Actor!
James. Okay, so
James, there you go. So, like, so many characters would just come and go in that show. It was so bizarre to me, like, what was happening behind the scenes? And I learned, it's like, apparently they got rid of Dana because they were afraid that the actress just looked too old to play a teenager, so they got rid of her. Yeah. And then they got rid of Nicole because Nicole would fight with, like, the actress for Nicole would get into fights with Jamie Lynn Spears, so they got rid of Nicole. And I don't know what happened with Chase. I mean, I assume it was for the story because, the whole thing where Chase ends up going to England. But I don't know if maybe there was something behind the scenes there, too. It was just really weird. And then James comes in for that one season. Just like, like what Ray mentioned when we talked about That 70s Show. It was a character that they introduced solely for the last season to fill a void. And that's it. The character is not important at all. And I can prove this because I talked about this with Lawrence. It blew my mind when I realized this as a kid. But James, he's introduced in season 4. He becomes Zoe's girlfriend, and then in the final episode, which is like a 2-parter, they break up. And so like they break up. He kisses her on the cheek, I think, saying "I love you." He walks out the door, and you never see him again. It's like he walked off the set after that. Like literally, just like, "All right, bye. My work is done here." Like it's so bizarre to me because they're at a prom. But you never see him after that. He just disappears. He vanishes, basically.
Eric and I were talking, and it's literally like, he dies as soon as he leaves.
That's what we said. It's like, as he walked out into the parking lot, he got hit by a car, and he passed away. That's why no one ever talks about him after that scene, too.
Or he's in a coma.
It's just so weird to me. Like, I think they mentioned it briefly where Lola and Quinn, they're like, why'd you break up with him? But besides that one moment where they're asking Zoey that, he's never brought up. And it's so bizarre because James is the new roommate of Michael and Logan. They don't mention him. Like, he's just gone. He's vanished. It was so dumb. You could tell they did not care about that character. It's ridiculous. It's almost... It was a problem with James, and it was also kind of a problem with Chase, too. Because Zoey starts dating James, and I was like, bro, what about Chase? And no one ever mentions that. And Zoey never mentions Chase.
And then
Lola or Quinn never mentioned Chase.
And then she gets back kind of with, like, Chase. And then it's like, well, what about Austin, bitch?
And then no, that's James. You never see James. He's not at the prom. It's like he left PCA.
Fucking James.
It's like he left PCA after that scene. It's just so weird to me how they handled that season.
By the way, did you guys notice when Chase was in where was it, like in England or whatever? When he went to that school, did any of you guys notice how, like, I don't know if it's the same dude, but his roommate, when he was having that video chat with Zoey, sounded dead ass like Ben Diskin.
Really?
Yeah, like he sounded like number one.
Who?
Ben Diskin.
Ben Diskin, the voice of number one.
Oh.
Is it him?
I don't know, but when I watched the episode twice, it sounded a lot like him, and I couldn't find like any like trace of it being him.
Nah, it's not him. I just looked up his Wikipedia.
Damn. Yeah.
All right. No, but
that's fucking funny, dude. Though. Now that you mention it, it did kind of sound like him. So that's amazing.
Oh damn!
You know who Benjamin Diskin did voice though? He voiced Mega Man in Mega Man 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I noticed that
all the anime he's been in.
In fact, he also voiced young Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts 3, along with Drake Bell as young Ericus.
He played Stitch in the Stitch anime.
Yeah.
That too.
What were you saying, Ray?
No, but I just wanted to bring that up. Like, I just thought that was like pretty funny. Like, since we're on the topic of like the last season of Zoey 101, where everything was just fucking crazy.
One thing that actually I was kind of wondering though. I love the theme song. It was so catchy, but there was always one line that got to me, and I don't know how to take it.
What?
It was that one line where she goes, "And you wanna see my world," and I used to be like, "Where is that?" Like as a kid, I'm like seeing like, where's that? Hello. Yeah, but
you were thinking perverted thoughts, weren't you?
I don't even.
You were thinking about her cooch and stuff.
I wasn't even. I don't even. Okay, look. Let me be clear because.
Okay, look.
Have you guys?
He slammed. Ray, he slammed. Look. Let me be clear.
Have you guys? Did you guys? Okay. Did you watch the first Pink Panther?
Yes.
Okay.
Parts of it.
So you know the music video that Destiny's Child did.
Uh-huh.
The checkup on it, right?
Okay.
Okay. So she goes.
Where is this going?
She goes. Hold on. Let me pull up the exact lyric.
We still have to get to our topics, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm not done yet.
All right. I can't find. Wait, hold on.
All right, you can't find it. Too bad.
Wait.
Well, one thing I also wanted to mention is that I don't know if you noticed, Ray, and Lawrence, while he's busy searching up something else, but did you notice that like the first like 2 seasons, it was just kind of general like wacky adventures, just normal everyday shit, but then like later on, the show started focusing way more on relationship drama, and it got to a point. What were you gonna say?
It's funny, it's because I mentioned Yu-Gi-Oh! GX passively earlier, and I'm like, that's literally the exact same thing, but with an entirely different TV show.
Yo,
like, it's just random adventures at first, and then they get super fucking serious later on.
Yeah, it was so weird. Like, the first 2 seasons of Zoey 1 were just, like, regular slice of life, random, wacky stuff. But then it's focused so much on the relationships of the characters, to the point where, I don't know if you remember Zoey's brother in the show, Dustin, but Dustin basically became pointless once the show started focusing on relationship drama.
I forgot that Dustin.
He was just kind of there. He stopped being a main character after that, because it's like, well, we can't get rid of him because he goes to PCA and he's Zoey's brother, but like he's not really involved in all the plot lines that we focus on at this point. So he's just kind of there, and that's it. It was just so it's so weird. But like, you know, besides some of the weird shit like that, it's I do think the show was fun overall, and it's early Dan Schneider, so it's not as creepy about the feet stuff. I think there was one moment where Zoey had a foot massage.
There was also that infamous one where, like, I think the brother was
Yeah,
like
where he's getting
that
tickled.
torture scene by a Quinn, I think it was, in the machine. But besides that insanity, the show's pretty good.
Yeah, besides that Dustin scene, the Zoey foot massage, which it should be fine. Like, it's just a massage, whatever. It's mostly tame compared to, like, iCarly or Victoria's.
Alright, so
Yeah,
the
that was.
lyrics in that song that go,
Oh man, he's still on
that
this.
you go and put it on me like no one's put it on me. What is it? Seriously.
So did you guys hear that the Jonas Brothers got back together?
Oh yeah, speaking of music.
Yeah, they were on James Corden all week.
Yo, so I saw the actual like so they did a live performance of their new song Sucker on James Corden. It was so good, but also like I had listened to the song earlier this week and I actually liked it, and it reminded me why I liked the Jonas Brothers so many years ago. Like I am not.
Is the new song actually pretty good?
Yeah,
I haven't listened to it.
I like it. Reminds you like this is something I think it reminds you why you would have liked the Jonas Brothers in the past, but also, in addition, brings them into the present. Because it's like each of them has their own like style now, right? Kevin is married and just plays the guitar and still doesn't sing. But like, two people went off and did their own thing. Nick went off and did a solo career. And Kevin went Joe.
Jesus. Yeah, some fan you are. You don't even know their name.
Joe, he goes off into do a band, DNCE, where he does Cake by the Ocean.
I thought he would say DMC. Like, he formed a band called Devil May Cry.
And then Nick Jonas has his solo album where he sings I Still Get Jealous, things like that, right? And, like, it's, like, those things that they have in those albums, they bring it to their new song. And they still manage to remind us why we loved them so much 10 years ago when they were still together. I'm saying 10 years ago, but it's more like 6 or 7 years, but yeah.
I feel like it's been way longer than 6 or 7.
No,
I don't know what you're on.
2012, they broke up. That was actually when the Jonas arc ended.
Shut up.
It's a brand new Jonas arc.
I'm talking about the Jonas LA. That was the last episode actually was in 2013 or something.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, it was 2012. Never mind.
Yeah.
So I thought it was way past that. I thought way before that, I mean.
It was like a year or two after the that stupid 3D concert thing.
In 3D, the Jonas Brothers.
That movie was probably really dumb.
It's a dumb idea, but god damn it, they made the money they needed.
Wasn't when the Jonas Brothers broke up, wasn't that also when Big Time Rush was in their prime?
Yes.
Oh man, what a shock.
Right?
What do those three do, by the way? Or four, rather?
I think they just are doing their own thing now.
Maybe they'll come back too one day.
They stopped performing in 2014, damn.
Yeah. So like here's my thing, right? So Jonas Brothers break up in 2013, right? And then that is the same year. That's the same year that One Direction becomes popular. Right? Like that's the same year or a year after.
Well, yeah, it's a cycle. After one big boy band ends, then another one comes in.
What Makes You Beautiful came out, right? And then we had Big Time Rush also around that same time. And then we had the other boy, like the British boy band revolution began, because then we got Five Sauce, Vampire Weekend, a bunch of like British boy bands came and rocked the entire charts and everything. So it's just I think like that gap was filled, but at the same time it's like Man, I really love, you know, that song that's like, it's like their one really really sad popular song.
What? Is that how they go? Is it Cartman singing?
All right, but like, you gotta admit, every time they sang, they sounded like. You gotta admit, every time they sang back in the day, they sounded like they were constipated.
Okay.
You know that I've been waiting to
look at this photograph.
Exactly.
And then you hear a toilet flushing in the background.
But yeah, no, I forget what the name.
Never made it as a wise man.
When you look me in the eye, there we go. When you look me in the eye. No, seriously.
Tell me that you love me.
Sorry, go back and listen to the
I know the song now. I remember that lyric.
Go back to the old Jonas Brothers songs and tell me that they all don't sound like they're fucking constipated every time.
No, they sound like Nickelback more than anything, which is not a compliment.
like there's a hero
lane.
or
I remember that song though now. Look me in the eye.
Or Love Bug. Love Bug again.
No, I'm not gonna lie, that should be an actual thing some bands should do. Just make constipated covers.
Tell me that you love me.
Everything's alright.
Right?
They got all emo at one point.
Yeah. And you know who did it, right? Like the one who used to make those sounds. It was Nick. It was Nick, because he was essentially the lead singer, right?
Nick? I thought it was Joe.
It kind of like went back and forth, but like they each got a verse, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
But like in that song, he was the one that goes, and then Joe comes in like, you know.
Does he say it like that? He doesn't even say lyrics.
I don't even notice the songs when I hear them. I just you pointing them out to me now just makes me realize, oh my god, that is what they fucking did.
Yeah, right? It's like, and then
people be like, they don't scream when they have sex with their girl. Nah, I'd be in their ears like.
Is that the sounds they make him?
And then there was and that's why like with, for example, like Big Time Rush, when they had that song, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, I was like, God, they really.
What song was that?
Oh yeah, that song. Oh yeah.
I actually don't remember that song. I remember stuff like we're halfway there. Shit like that.
There. No, that was
We're
James.
looking back now.
Wait, that was James. James from the freaking Big Time Rush, with the hair. He was the one. He was the one that
I thought
pretty much
the
sounded.
blonde one was
the
leader.
No. I don't know if he was the lead, but he was the one that always sounded the most constipated out of the four of them. He's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Maybe these bands just keep
I've been
recording
thinking about you worldwide. God.
Oh my god.
We're really showing our generation and age with this.
I know. And the problem is, I don't see that with like One Direction. Like,
I don't know, it's just the boy band trends just kind of shift as it goes along. It was Jonas Brothers, then it was like Justin Bieber, then Big Time Rush.
I think the
One
USA
Direction.
boy bands, like, they really love that, like, that sound. They think they sound cool. And I'm not saying I don't think
the thing with British boy bands is that they think they can sing, but they really can't.
Like, I don't know. I like it. I like the sound is.
Yeah, I love the Stephen King book It. We should talk about it.
You get used to it. You really do get used to it. But
I don't know. I
sometimes
feel like with boy bands there should be one guy as like the lead, but with a lot of boy bands they try and give everyone a part, which is kind of not a good idea because some of them just really can't sing. Yeah, like One Direction.
And now they're all broken up. they're all doing their own thing. They each have a solo album. They're a freaking mess. They're like modern day NSYNC. By the way, NSYNC also did the whole constipated mess. Okay? Bye 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 bye.
Oh, I remember that song. Bye bye bye.
Bye,
It's
bye,
gonna
bye.
be me.
And then there's
I remember that song because it would always air on now that's what I call music.
Yeah.
You know how they always used to have those commercials like now that's what I call music 69 or whatever.
Oh my god.
Like
Oh,
I remember
dude,
back in the
69.
day.
Yeah, that's what I call music.
I remember back in the day on Nickelodeon, they always used to play those commercials, and one of the songs was things like "Bye Bye Bye." They always played it.
Bye bye bye. That's what they play at the end?
No, not at the end, but like in the
Okay.
middle of it.
That'd be perfect for the end. Bye bye bye.
Bye. No, seriously, buy it.
They should have used that song for that really shitty horror movie called The Bye Bye Man. Like during the credits. Bye bye bye.
That's the main theme.
Oh my god. Wasn't one of the NSYNC members in Fairly Odd Parents Chip Skylark?
Oh yeah, freaking Chris Kirkpatrick or whatever his name was.
Yeah, I remember that. My China teeth and me.
Shiny teeth, shiny teeth.
Shiny teeth, shiny teeth. God, you know, when you think about it, Icky Vicky could be considered a very dirty song.
Yeah. Oh my god. And so like Backstreet Boys, another band that uses the
I remember that. Yeah,
Backstreet
Backstreet's back. All right.
They're like everybody.
Yeah.
And did you guys know they came out with a fucking new song this year?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Oh,
Like "Don't Go Breaking My Heart" or something like that.
Don't go breaking my heart.
Yeah, I keep thinking of the freaking song from like back in the 70s. Don't go breaking my heart.
What if it's just a cover?
From Chicken Little, I just realized.
oh my
Wait, that
God,
wasn't
dude.
Chicken Little?
I wouldn't if I yeah, it was a karaoke song that they sung.
Wow,
And they
that was
also-
a really shitty movie.
They also sang what
It was
was
also
it?
one of the shortest movies Disney has ever made. But that's a topic for another day.
It was one of the what?
It was one of the shortest movies Disney has ever made too.
Is
But
it?
that's a topic for
Damn,
another day.
it felt like an eternity to me.
Yeah,
I
that was,
remember
like,
it being one of the shortest.
2004.
Yeah, that movie's old and it's not great. I've talked
movie
about it
felt like
before.
it was an hour long.
That movie is too mean-spirited to me. The dad in that movie is an asshole.
He's like, I don't believe you, son.
He treats his son like shit. It's like, nah, son.
Nah.
Get together with your son by the end. You don't.
And,
Alright.
And then they
God
also
damn.
They also do the Spice Girls in that song.
Oh my god, right. Let's not talk about Chicken Little, please.
But yeah.
Wait, hang on.
So
Did the
yeah.
Spice Girls ever get constipated with their songs?
No, because they were British.
Oh.
British.
Yeah,
boy,
some
like I said,
of them
British-
just couldn't sing.
British bands don't do it. They don't do the
Oh my
constipated
gosh.
sound unless they're Connor Maynard. Connor Maynard does it. And he does it like all the time, but that's because he's imitating American artists. But
I
yeah.
wanna be an American idiot.
Oh, wasn't that from
Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron?
It wasn't Jimmy Neutron, yeah.
Wait, are you serious? It was?
Yeah, in the movie.
In the movie part of the
We're the
soundtrack.
kids in America.
America. Oh.
No, that's a different song though.
Is it?
American Idiot is a
Wait.
Green Day song.
Oh, that's a Green Day song. Okay.
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
they
Okay.
fucking use that song for Johnny Test at some point?
No,
I think
Green Day?
Johnny Test
They
had their
might
own had their own theme.
Or maybe the because they did two different versions of the theme song, and I think one of them sounded like American Idiot.
One of them sounded like American Idiot, and the other one sounded like another rock song.
For some reason,
Yeah.
I'm
Which
thinking
one?
of the theme song to the Loud House when I'm thinking of the Johnny Test theme song.
Man, the show that Lawrence hates, by the way, he hates it. I'm
I like
switching
how
it up. So if you
saying
guys
that.
didn't know, Lawrence used to actually hate that show, and I would always
no
joke like
good
he
reason.
loves it, but then like he suddenly started liking it like recently.
He
So now I'm
actually
like, oh,
started
he
watching
hates
it.
it. I gotta switch it around.
You know, I have no. I watched a few episodes of it. It's not terrible. It's not as terrible as I used to think.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Bro, you never used to watch.
It's actually pretty good.
I did watch a few episodes. I just didn't like it at first, but I gave it another full-blown shot, and it worked.
And he blew his
Probably
load.
one of the best shows Nickelodeon currently has on right now.
It's probably one of the
Nicky,
only
Ricky,
good shows
Dicky, and
Nickelodeon
Don.
currently has on.
Nicky, Ricky, Dicky, and Don.
Oh my gosh.
Sanjay.
I still can't believe that's the name
Ain't
of the show.
nothing but a heartache.
Anyway, nothing but a... Okay. Wait.
Tell
You
me
know-
why I
another
never wanna hear say.
You know who else was like trying to?
I want it that way. All right, I'll stop.
Do you know who else was really trying to claim the fame for that constipated mess?
Nickelback.
No, fucking Zac Efron.
Nickelback.
In High School Music. Why are you really talking at me?
Oh, I love that song though. That's like one of my favorite High School Musical songs. Bet on it, bet on it, bet on it, bet on me.
It's my favorite song,
because
but you do have to
Pokemon
realize.
hack show that I used to watch had it as their opening theme music.
Yeah.
You could bet on it, bet on
Bet
it,
on it, bet on it, bet on
But
me.
you do have to realize that when he sings that song, he is constipated.
Wait, is that part of the? You know how like Disney Channel would have like those special editions of movies where they would have facts show up like in the corners?
Or like the pop
Is that one of the
effect?
facts during that song? Like Zac Efron was constipated while singing this.
Yeah. He recorded on the toilet.
Oh my god, I loved when that came out in Disney Channel.
I mean, it's a very emo song, but I love it. It's just so
January
funny.
2006.
There was
What I love about it is that Zac Efron just goes all out with singing it. He makes it so dramatic. Like he jumps and like he's pulling in sand, throwing it out. It's like he's going crazy.
Ledge.
Yeah, like he's going nuts singing it. That's what I love about it.
I love it. No, and I'm just like, bro, how you just jumped from a fucking golf course ledge? Like, you think you're hot shit? But yeah, no, I love that music video a lot. But he does sound constipated in that one too. You have to admit.
It is a whole topic on its own, just like constipated music artists.
We just did it. On that
Let's
note,
do it ever in the future.
on that note, yeah. So let's. The Jonas arc is returning.
The Jonas Brothers.
And I'm excited.
The new Jonas arc.
I'm excited to see what they're gonna bring out.
The
of
Jonas
this.
arc has restarted.
Because now
JoJo Part 5.
Their latest song is still a constipated mess. We gotta get it. Alright,
Alright, so one thing I forgot to mention was Zoey 101. Going back to that, just real quick. I think my biggest issue with that show, honestly, thinking back on it, is that I found Zoey to be just kind of too perfect watching it.
Yeah,
It really felt like she was just
I
great
that.
at everything. Like, she's super beautiful. She gets really good grades. She's good at, like, every sport.
except
she can
when she
dance.
fucks up.
She can sing. Like, it's like, it got a
Still with
little
the Dragon
carried
Ball
away.
thing.
You got a
When
little
she
carried
fucks
away.
up.
That's all I was. What?
Sometimes she fucks up.
Barely. Towards the like latter halves of the season, she would,
you're
but like
right.
in like the first half, she was like a god basically.
Well, maybe that's a theory.
Shut up.
What if she is a god in her own
Oh my
time
god,
machine?
Galaxy Brain Theories for Zoey
Oh,
101.
sorry, no, the Galaxy Brain Theory is reserved for later. Yes.
Zoey has the second gauntlet.
So speaking of Zoey 101, that Sonic movie, huh?
Oh my god.
Wow.
You know, I don't even mind this at all.
But I guess we're not saving it for last.
Were we supposed to? We started with Zoey 101,
I
the
kind of wanted...
third to last topic
I wanted
on
to
the
save
list.
It, I wanted to save it for last because it deserves to be last.
Well, did you guys hear that apparently the leaks actually aren't the final design?
All right.
I heard that, yeah.
But you know what I also heard?
What?
One of like the old designers for Sonic from like back in the day saw these renders and was absolutely disgusted by them.
No, I heard that, like one of the original creator designers.
He was
creator
like,
designers, character designers.
He's like, are you fucking kidding me? Why are his hands fur? Why are they white?
Yeah, even Yuji Naka, the creator of Sonic, doesn't like the new design.
The creator.
One thing I don't get about the new design is that he's wearing some fake ass Nike sneakers, but I'm like, bruh, Nike had a deal with Sonic. There are Sonic Nike sneakers.
I told this to Isaac on the bus too the other day. Like, originally there was a deal in the 90s between Sonic and Nike that didn't go through, where like originally Knuckles was supposed to have a Nike symbol on his chest. That's why he has like this white crescent design going on his chest. But that deal didn't go through, but the design stuck anyway, and they changed it to like this moon-shaped crescent design. That's why you see that now on his body design nowadays. And so, like, I'm just thinking, like, the shoes look exactly like Knuckles' chest would have. Like, wow, that deal went through 20 years later.
Wow.
But I could have swore that there are actual, like, Nike Sonic shoes.
No, there are, and I can pull them up, too.
There are, too, but, like, it's not the exact same shoes, though.
No, yeah.
Well, either way, what I'm basically saying is, like, they have a design they could use right there, because it exists. But no, they go with these fake-ass Nike sneakers.
Fake-ass Nike sneakers.
They're called Nike...
bootlegged Nikes.
XTs.
Man, what about soap shoes, though?
Excuse me?
You don't know the soap shoes in Sonic Adventure 2?
No.
The ones where you rail grind?
Oh, okay.
Those are actual shoes in
for a game that you said you loved, you sure don't remember such a basic
Adventure
thing.
2. I played
They're from a brand called Soap.
Okay.
Adventure 1 was my favorite, and I played that to hell and back, but I did not play Adventure 2. I still want to, though.
How was hell? I've been thinking about vacationing.
But, yeah, so the design came out, and it's exactly what we... Well, nah...
Alright, look, I'll say this. When it comes to the Sonic design, I do think it could have been worse.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
But it's not the absolute worst it could have been. I was expecting worse. It doesn't look as good as that one poster we saw forever ago of like Sonic resting his feet on Chris Pratt's head.
That's so much better.
I thought that design looked way better than what we have right now. But like I said earlier, apparently, according to like some news outlets I read, the leaks of his design actually aren't even the final design. So who knows? Maybe when they finally come out with the official design, like official, not a leak, he actually looks fine. I won't hold my breath,
hope that's a good thing.
But we'll see.
I feel like the fact that the original creators are stepping up and saying it sucks says a lot, and I feel like maybe Paramount will be like, yeah, maybe we fucked up.
I feel like they should have been thinking that when the initial like teaser came out, and everyone, including everyone in the Sonic fandom, was like, this looks terrible.
It's
when
like
the entire Sonic fandom agrees on something, you know you fucked up.
Design united all corners of the Sonic fandom. Classic fans, modern fans, like just all spectrums of Sonic the Hedgehog. Whether you like it or hate it, everyone came together synonymously to say this is a very shitty fucking design.
You know what?
Yeah,
you know
seriously.
What's weird? It's that like Paramount doesn't give a shit. Like, they haven't said anything. They haven't, like, fans have been complaining for months.
They probably haven't said anything because what can they say at this point? There's nothing they can say.
They're a company. They can't respond in public relations like that.
Well, here's what they can do. The film is still in editing. Don't sit here and tell me that
they're gonna
they can't digitize fucking Sonic on there instead of whoever the fuck played him. Like, seriously.
Who is playing him?
I don't even know who's...
Yeah, we don't know any voices.
We know Jim Carrey is playing Eggman.
That's all we know, yeah.
And James Marsden is playing the cop. That's all we know.
Huh.
Yeah,
Good. Man, I'm guessing we're all gonna go see it. Just for the hell of it?
Yeah, we're gonna see a good one.
Oh my
We're
god.
still gonna see it day one because I want to see how much of a trash heap fire this is. But
Solo isn't a day one watch, but the Sonic movie, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I have to see it. I need to know how bad it'll be.
Yeah, exactly.
Or this movie, honestly, it has to be either incredibly bad or surprisingly good. It can't be in between for me. It can't just be okay. I'll be so disappointed if it's just okay.
Surprisingly good? I really doubt that. And not because it's not impossible, because it's impossible, but because, and this is something that I saw in an article the other day, that like video game movies just don't work. They just don't. They've never worked. I like name one video game movie, and I'm talking like a live action adaptation of a video game movie that actually worked.
Then you gotta clarify a live action adaptation of a movie, because I would have just about to say Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, I don't count that. I'm talking something like Tomb Raider, all the Resident Evil reboots that they've done in the
Mario movie from the 80s.
Super Mario, yeah.
Yo, that's gonna be a real battle. Like, who has the worst movie, Mario or Sonic?
Assassin's Creed.
God, that Assassin's Creed movie.
What movie? There was another gaming movie that came out recently.
Tomb Raider
Hill was actually not too bad, apparently.
The first one wasn't too bad, but the second one was awful.
But yeah, like I can name a bunch. Castlevania was okay, but it wasn't a movie. It was a TV series.
That was a TV show. Yeah, that's an anime.
That's an anime, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. So that's not a live action adaptation. But I think, aren't they doing a Devil May Cry one? Right?
Yeah, they said they're doing a Devil May Cry one.
The guy who did the bootleg universe.
The bootleg universe. I keep
forgetting. That feels kind of insulting.
Yeah, but also because
the bootleg universe, which has Mr. Rogers in it, by the way.
Mr. Rogers takes place in the same universe as Castlevania and Devil May Cry. I can't. I fucking can't. Right,
I wonder if they're gonna do anything with Dante, as people like to call it.
I just don't see a live action.
Talking about the shitty reboot one, by the way.
Yeah.
Why does shitty reboot Devil May Cry feel like an adaptation of Devil May Cry as a live action movie?
It really does, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I just don't see this movie in particular, like, doing anything better than, like making money back. Maybe even then it would fail at doing that.
Honestly, Detective Pikachu is looking to be the very first
Detective Pikachu looks like it's
I'm excited for that. I'm legitimately excited for that.
I think
we were watching Captain Marvel the other day. We all went, "Hey!" when the trailer came on.
Yeah. Again, some of the designs are but at the same time, like,
some of them don't work, I think, but the ones that have fur actually I think look really good. Like Snorlax looks great, Pikachu looks great.
Apparently, according to Pokédex entries, Jigglypuff actually does have fur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like Jigglypuff looks great in my opinion as well. The one that the monkey, he did not look great to me. Yeah, he did not look great to me, but you know, it's still a good ratio of Pokemon that actually look really good to me. Yeah, most of them do look good.
This movie's been in talks for what, 3 years, 4 years now? Like
something like that.
Like the 3DS game was announced.
They really like went in on this movie. Again, like at first I really had to think about whether or not I wanted Ryan Reynolds playing Pikachu. It's just a little.
Well, I mean, a lot of people were set on Danny DeVito.
Yeah, exactly. So. Lots of people were set on Danny DeVito. But I hope he's in the movie somehow, though.
Danny DeVito.
Like just as a.
As a trainer or a background character.
Cameo or something like that, because everybody wanted him to do it. Didn't he even say he wanted to do it too?
I don't know.
He responded to that survey or something like that.
Wasn't his response like, "What the fuck's a Pokemon"?
Oh yeah, something like that. But yeah,
Excuse me, sir. What are these Pokemans in the movie?
That's his role. He's gonna be like the Stan Lee now. He just shows up in every single
just a Stan Lee
live action Pokemon movie. I mean, look.
He shows up in the new Mewtwo movie coming out.
Everybody wants.
Ash, what are these Pokemons?
Everybody wants Detective Pikachu. Everybody has wanted a live-action Pokemon movie. Everyone has wanted some sort of Legend of Zelda live-action thing.
I don't think that's true, but okay.
Everybody's wanted some sort of, like, Sonic thing, right?
I tell you what people do want, a live-action Metroid.
That'd be cool.
You know what I still really want today?
Toes.
I was about to say don't say.
You just got your fill this week, dude.
But anyways,
What were you about to say?
I was going to say, I want to see a Yu-Gi-Oh movie.
Fuck out of here! I don't want to see that in live action.
Okay, wait. I want to see it if only to see how the fuck they would emulate his hair in real life.
Yeah, what? You want to see that?
Goku from Super Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh, Dragon Ball Evolution.
We don't talk about that movie though.
They dropped the Dragon Ball.
Yo, okay, so I never actually found out, but how did Ghost in the Shell do many years ago?
Apparently not that good. I mean, if you're talking about the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
The movie with Scarlett Johansson was a box office bomb.
Rip.
Yeah.
It's not like we didn't see that.
They were also, like, obviously just, whitewashed claims and all that.
Yeah. But they did that with
I mean, I
Dragon Ball
haven't seen it,
Evolution,
so I don't know, but...
I heard that for the most part, the movie wasn't that bad in terms of, like, whitewashing until the very end, where you find out that Scarlett Johansson's character was originally a Japanese girl. And then you're like, oh no, baby, what is you doing? Why would you go that route?
Oh my god. Yo, they already have a
sequel. I haven't seen the movie, but granted, I haven't seen Ghost in the Shell in a long time either, so, like, maybe I should watch that first and then, like, watch the movie after.
The Detective Pikachu sequel's already in the works.
Damn, the movie hasn't even come out yet.
Confident.
Yeah, it says,
but honestly, I just want to say, because it's honestly looking to be one of the first successful live-action video game adaptations, mainly for the fact that the Pokemon Company also clearly had a huge hand in developing this. Yeah. I honestly, God, don't think that the way the Pokemon look and the way the world is portrayed, like, it just honestly looks like it's set in the world of Pokemon. Like, all these references to the video games and the anime would not be there if fans and people involved with the franchise itself weren't helping Warner Brothers developing it.
Yeah.
So I have hopes that this will be a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I can see that. But, I don't have that same amount of faith for Sonic.
I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt like I do everything. Who knows? I've been surprised before.
Wait. Eric,
so that's why I mention maybe it could be surprisingly good. What?
You're gonna make the food fight face.
Okay. All these years later, you're still referencing that.
It's hilarious.
For those who don't know,
guys,
we showed him the Nostalgia Critics review of Food Fight one time, like a few years ago. Eric was watching it on my TV just in complete disgust and just...
He was silent. His face was frozen.
Utter silence. It's like, how the fuck does a product like this even exist?
He's like, literally...
I was shocked
when the bullshit is so
beyond belief, and was close to just ending it all when Ray told me that that movie actually had a large budget.
Yeah. And for some reason, people felt the need to steal the original hard drives to this movie.
People actually
so they had to redo the whole movie.
Oh my god.
People actually wanted to steal that. I am in just wow. Really?
And for what? Like, what's the point of stealing it? What are you gonna do with the fucking footage? Like, if you post that shit anywhere, they're gonna find you.
That movie is terribly written, not funny at all, grossly animated. It looks disgusting.
Guys,
it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
That took 10 years, by the way.
Well, actually,
10 years!
But I'm fucked up, guys.
What?
Look at the time.
Oh, it's 3:13.
But you want to know
Well,
why?
thanks you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.
All right, so technically,
okay,
y'all
we started at like late 12.
No. Hold on. Let me tell you guys something.
What?
Y'all can't actually follow through with this episode, those of you playing at
Oh,
home.
I know why.
It's
You
daylight
guys want to
savings
know at
time.
home why this is?
It's fucking daylight savings time. It's spring
Daylight
back. It's spring
savings
forward.
time.
Oh,
So
it's
it's
spring
actually
forward?
Yeah. So we just lost
It's actually
an hour
like
of
2
sleep.
o'clock right
But
now.
it's okay. We would have used that hour anyways, talking about feet and toes and Brie Larson.
I was wondering,
Yo.
like, wow, it's 3:13 already? That's crazy. And then it's like, oh, right, it's daylight
We
savings.
spent all this time talking about Jonas Brothers and Zoey 101.
Yeah, I was just like, damn, whoa, we talked about constipated boy bands for a really long time.
We just spent a whole hour thinking about constipated boy
No,
bands.
Wow, we got through 3 topics.
We've only been going for an hour and 20 minutes, so we're
Can you
okay.
imagine if when this goes up on YouTube, the timer on the video thing just skips ahead 1 hour?
We're
Wow.
here now, guys. Wow.
It's actually like a 4 hour
Should we just stop? It's late.
Nah.
What?
Keep going.
I mean, okay, on one hand, we still have to talk about Lego Movie 2, because we've been putting it off for like 3 weeks.
Let's make sure we talk about that, and then...
And also, to be fair, Captain Marvel's going to be a non-spoiler review, so let's just breeze through these topics.
But what about the Nintendo Direct and the Pokemon Direct? That's also something...
We're gonna breeze through starting right now. We're gonna talk about them in depth.
Alright, you guys start with Lego Movie 2. I'm gonna brush my teeth so I can just immediately jump to bed once we finish.
Alright, so while Eric takes care of his testicles, today we are...
What?
So, a couple weeks ago there was a Nintendo Direct. Followed by a Pokemon Direct a couple weeks after.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks prior, we went to go see Lego Movie 2. It was okay. Then we decided to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! The trading card game.
Which
digital
still...
versus physical. And then Eric...
Honestly, if you guys wanna save that topic for like the next episode, I don't mind, honestly.
No, so let's actually talk about this stuff. So the Nintendo Direct, we didn't get anything like super like brain altering. We got we got a Link to the Past. Is that the one?
Oh yeah, that's a remake that's coming onto Switch.
It looks good, actually.
It looks good. I was a bit thrown off by the art style at first. At the same time, it does make sense because that's how the original game looked. It's just now it's in 3D.
Exactly. It looks fine, and I'm excited, but like, I'm kind of wondering because it did like the vibes you get when you saw like the trailer for that game reminded me too much of Breath of the Wild. Like, I don't know. Did you get that vibe too? Like, that's why I was like Breath of the Wild 2.
Breath of the Wild 2.
When I was watching it, I was like Breath of the Wild 2.
At the same time, like if you play Link's Awakening on the Game Boy itself, those opening like cutscene stills, they're in the game and it's in that art style. So I mean, it's to be expected. So
yeah.
But I see what you mean, though.
Yeah. But anyways, shit, I just realized we're supposed to be talking about Lego Movie 2. Anyways, Lego Movie 2. We're hopping around now.
Yeah.
So
Lego Movie 2 was good.
Excited for it. Because me, again, as an avid Lego fan, I love Lego. I love the first Lego movie. I love the Lego Batman movie. I didn't see the Lego Ninjago movie, but I want to. I loved all the Star Wars, like, clips and shorts. The Lego Star Wars clips and shorts. Even from a long, long time ago. There was one from a long time ago where, like, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg were both watching like in Lego form. We're watching this Lego clip. They were watching Star Wars, and one of them had an ET2 hat, and the other had like something like a Star Wars episode. I don't know. I'll pull up the clip, but it's a really funny clip from a long time ago. It was a, like, I can't remember. Was it 2008? I don't really remember when it came out, but it was like an animation. Yeah, it was a really old animation from like a long time ago that was actually really, really funny. I actually enjoyed every single bit of it. It was cool because it had, like I said, it had a lot of like Easter eggs and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, I love Lego, and the movie was good. It was not bad, like it.
There were twists and turns here and there, a lot of things that will like that you don't totally expect going into the movie.
Yeah.
It should be noted there's technically a time skip in between the original movie and like this sequel because the kid controlling all the Lego pieces actually grows up, and he has like a little sister that is like playing with the other toys with him, basically.
Yeah.
As the end of the first movie hinted at, and so and this movie obviously in terms of the actual universe itself, like obviously you see that there's a time skip, and it's funny too because it establishes that the Lego Batman movie is actually canon to these events that are happening. Like it takes place between the first Lego movie and the second one, which is cool because even that movie, Lego Batman, alluded to the first Lego movie events. So it's cool to see them reference back to it in a very meta way.
Right.
But yeah, that's a thing, and there's different cool little plot threads going on. A lot of surprising twists for some of the characters that towards the end of the movie you'll get to see, and obviously you think a Lego movie thing, it's just mainly for kids, but like it gets surprisingly fucking deep as you watch it more and more.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Obviously it doesn't get complicated. It's not a super serious kind of deal. Obviously it's Legos at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But it's serious in a funny and like in a meta kind of way. Like that makes sense. That's a pretty cool plot twist. I can totally get behind that. I dig it. And it's pretty cool how everything just wraps up, and it's funny how like there was I'm not gonna say much, but there's like a few fake outs during the movie, things you set up expectations and none of it actually like occurs. It's something that if you like the first one, you're definitely gonna enjoy the next one as well. So
yeah.
I would recommend going out checking it out. What do you think?
I definitely recommend people go out and see it. As we've said before, it's not as good as the first one. If you're looking for the exact same one as the first one, you're not gonna get it, right? You're gonna be very disappointed. And I'm not saying
it's
that
another beast entirely.
Yeah, but it is good. It's like you're not gonna get the same cameos from like people you didn't expect because it's all the same people. Everybody that you saw in Lego Batman and in the Lego movie is in the Lego movie too, pretty much.
You will be surprised by how many
I'm back.
the Lego's history is in there. Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, like the Duplo stuff is pretty cute, honestly.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
We're in the middle of Lego Movie 2.
Yeah. By the way, the name of that special, I'm gonna send you guys the. It's called Lego Star Wars Revenge of the Brick.
Did you guys ever realize that we never saw Ash's Primeape in the anime ever again after that one episode?
True. He still left it with. It's still there with that boxer dude or whatever it was.
We haven't seen him, a Primeape, or the boxer dude since season 1. We've never seen it again. I feel like they've just forgotten about it.
So like the Butterfree.
This is a quick little thing, but like every time I go back and watch the anime from the beginning, I always think of that first character the day they met, the samurai guy in the Viridian Forest. He's like, one day we will meet again, and I'm like, we still have, despite your unique character design and personality, we still haven't met again in like 20 years.
Well, I feel like they just straight up forget about certain things like that. Like we'll never see that Primeape again.
Maybe. Now listen to me on this.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
It's gonna happen in the next Pokemon movie that comes out. You know, the one that takes place in a whole different universe and completely destroys the canon? Yeah.
Okay.
You mean the one that is its own canon and doesn't destroy anything?
Yeah, sure, dude. Whatever you say.
Alright, anyway.
Lego. It's not bad, and for the first time,
Have we ever seen Ash's Butterfree again?
Nah, not after that episode.
Damn. All right, so that's another thing you need to go back to. But yeah, go ahead.
It went home and was a family man.
That's one of the only things that the movie and the series actually got like the same. However, one of them skips over it like it's nothing. I want you to guess which one. Anyways, spoiler. Please skip about 45 seconds into the future if you don't want to hear it. Chris Pratt plays a villain for the first time, pretty much. I don't know if you guys have ever seen, but Chris Pratt never really plays bad guys. He always plays good people or funny people or dumb people, but funny dumb people. Funny good dumb people. He never plays he never plays like a villain, and he actually does that, and he actually it actually makes sense. And wow, I just realized I didn't technically spoil it for you, but I did kind of confuse you at the same time because I remembered that Chris Pratt also plays main character. Right. Good luck figuring out what that means. Anyways, I think I wasted my 45 seconds of spoiler time. But yeah, go see Lego Movie 2. Establish your own opinion. And please support the official release. And I say that because these movies don't... these movies take a lot of time. They do animate a lot of them stop motion.
Yeah.
And it does take really a lot of time and effort. I know that because back in the day I used to want to be a Lego stop motion director. And it never
takes huge dedication.
It takes a lot of dedication. A lot of money. I know people who have been doing projects for a 20-minute or 30-minute Lego stop motion project, and they've been working on it for 4 or 5 years now.
If your project is in 60 frames per second,
yeah, exactly.
Good luck.
Because you need to animate every single fucking frame, and it's
60 pictures for 1 second.
And it gets hard because it's maybe an entire frame or two could really take you an entire day, or even a week. And so, the people who made that movie, they deserve everything. They really deserve everything that you can give to them. But yeah, that's my take on that. It's a good movie. It's not the best movie. It's not the best Lego movie. Everything's not awesome. But it has some good music. This song's gonna get stuck inside you. This song's gonna get stuck inside you. This song's gonna get stuck inside your head. Yeah. T-Pain. Yo. Anyways, it's good. It's not the best, but it's good. Go watch it. That's my review.
I liked it. I didn't like it as much as the first movie, but I liked it.
Good. I'm glad.
I thought we were going quick, so I wasn't going to go into more depth. And I figured you guys did too. We already did.
No, we actually just said the same exact thing you said, pretty much in detailed form.
This song's going to get stuck inside your head.
But yeah, so honestly, go see it. It was good. It was actually good. Before we move on to more video game news, I wanted to go ahead and while we're on this topic of movies, let's talk about Captain Marvel really quickly. Brie Larson is my wife, everybody.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Alexis.
She is amazing.
Oh, we're talking about Captain Marvel? I thought we were gonna wait for Isaac, who's definitely not showing up in this episode, by the way. He probably fell asleep.
So we're not going to spoil it.
We won't go into spoilers now. We'll probably talk a bit more in depth about it in the future. But
when Isaac decides
hey
to get
guys,
his ass here. But if he doesn't in the future, we will spoil it next time.
Hey guys, remember when literally every fucking anti-feminist person was shitting on this movie a week ago, and then it actually came out and it was actually fucking good?
Yeah, I remember. And I sat there and laughed at it.
I thought it was okay. That's
Yeah.
basically it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, no, let's just be clear.
Good movie, IMO.
Clear. There are people out there who insist that this movie is the best movie in mankind. And
well, okay, we could talk about this more in depth next time. It's something that I brought up to Lawrence in that it feels like with every Marvel movie, everyone acts like it's a 9 out of 10 or like a 10 out of 10. Like people just act like all of them are amazing and all that. And like I don't know, like if you think that, then hey, all more power to you. But at least to me, like it's gotten to the point where they're very formulaic, and most of them are just kind of all right, like this one, to good or great. And this one just falls squarely in all right for me. I don't think any of the MCU movies are bad, except for maybe like Thor 2. But like, I don't know. Outside of like the select few that I think are legitimately fantastic, like Iron Man 1, Infinity War, Cap 2, Cap 3, things like that.
Another thing that we talked
they're just kind of all right to good.
Yeah, another thing we talked about is the fact that, like, you know, I compare it to Ant-Man and the Wasp, right? It's better than Ant-Man and the Wasp. But I like to shit on Ant-Man and the Wasp a lot because I remember being so excited to go watch this movie, and it just did not deliver. And I feel like, obviously, I got my expectations up too much. Because I was like, oh my god, it's the next movie in the series, oh my god, I need to know what happens. But...
Well, here I think that's honestly more on you because Ant-Man and the Wasp really was not marketed as something that was super important.
Yeah.
That's a distinction I make between Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel in that the former was marketed as just kind of like a small movie, like a very small feel-good movie, something that's more comedic after the really dark and heavy stuff in Infinity War. Captain Marvel, on the other hand, was marketed as like a big deal, like a movie that you really need to see. That's super important in the grand scheme of things and all that. That's like a huge distinction I make.
Yeah.
Because even Infinity War itself plugged Captain Marvel, so...
I do like to say that, like, you know, there are a lot of, like, errors that were careless errors. Not careless errors. Like, just like, you know, they did make some very, I guess, unwise decisions. Like, they really downplayed Jimmy Woo, right? And Jimmy Woo's like actually pretty badass in the goddamn like comics. You know, he's pretty cool. He does some pretty cool badass shit. He is a SHIELD agent, need I remind you. But they make him seem like he's kind of a wimp in this one, in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Again, I'm gonna reference a review that my friend like brought up that movie is just decent all around.
It's decent.
You know, like, it is the definition. Like, so this person said that this is the definition of decent, right? Like, the relationships were okay. The action was okay. The transformation...
Yeah, honestly, none of the action really sticks out in my mind. I feel like I've already gone the actions.
Yeah, exactly. Like, maybe the only thing that was exciting was finding out what happens at the end. Right?
The most exciting part was all the moments we saw Brie Larson's toes!
I'm talking about Ant-Man.
Oh, okay. I thought we were still talking about Captain Marvel.
We need to get back to Captain.
I thought we were still talking about Captain Marvel. Honestly, I couldn't tell because you keep cutting out every once in a while.
Sorry.
So I thought we were talking about Captain Marvel still.
So at the end, when Ant-Man, you know, when we find out what happens to Ant-Man and the Wasp and Hank Pym, and Hope Pym, is that the other one?
The mother?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Anyways, we find out what happened to the Pyms and what happens to Ant-Man.
Turns out she's not dead.
But they die later anyway.
Now she is. I don't look. That movie's been out for 8 months. If you haven't seen it yet, it sucks to be you. I just spoiled it. But yes, that's what I'm saying. That movie was just decent all around, except for that post-credit scene, which really...
I thought you were talking about Captain Marvel, honestly, because I was agreeing with a lot of that. I was like, yeah, I think Captain Marvel kind of decent all around.
Which people really did that's really what people came for. They came for that post-credit scene for Ant-Man. Now, Captain Marvel. I think it was better than Ant-Man, personally. It did feel very... It did feel very Phase 1-y.
It feels like a Phase 1 movie.
Because it is a run-of-the-mill origin story. Now, there were some, hints at things that happened in Infinity War and stuff like that. Now I won't talk about the post-credit scenes, but honestly, stay for them. What are you doing? At this point, you should know it is protocol for you to stay at the end of a goddamn Marvel movie.
Alright, well here's the thing. I'm gonna defend them a tiny bit and say that maybe some of them just kind of look them up later online.
Sit the fuck down and watch the movie.
Well, I feel like some of them just kind of leave to watch it later online.
Another reason why I think maybe they leave right away is okay, the movie's over, I'll just look it up online later, but right now I have to go.
Yeah.
That I can understand, but at the same time, for the people who just
You're gonna have to wait 4 or 5 months to see it in HD.
It's been 10 fucking years since Marvel's been doing this, and there's still people getting up to leave.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just people.
Again,
and then
for the people who have to leave, it's whatever. But
I don't know.
Post-credits scene?
Yeah, but there were 2
in
of
a
them.
Marvel movie. What?
By the way,
I have to wait after the credits.
That thing that we were talking about at the end, when we were in the movie theater, I managed to clear up my I managed to clear up the confusion with that thing.
What?
I won't say what the specific thing, but I managed to clear the to clear the confusion over that thing. It turns out it doesn't break any continuity. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought there was some sort of thing that yeah, I'll talk about it later, but I thought that
we'll talk more. Yeah,
I thought that there were somehow multiple of them, but not actually. There's just one.
Okay.
Anyways, but yes.
If you're on the fence, go see the movie, please.
Yeah, no, honestly, just go see a movie. And another thing being that we've talked about this many times, but Captain Marvel is supposed to be the new face of the MCU going forward.
Yeah.
And again, this movie, I guess, is supposed to be a Phase 1 movie all over again. It's supposed to be the movie that introduces you to her, and then in the future we're going to see more. And we're going to see how her powers evolve, or how she manages to, keep threats at bay. She's my bae.
Shut up.
But
jeez.
She is on it.
I really hope Alexis doesn't listen to any of these.
I do have to say that Brie Larson did actually a good job, honestly. She didn't.
That was evident throughout the whole movie.
There were a lot of times during the marketing. By the way, can we just we talked about this in the past, but the marketing was shit. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, this movie had very terrible marketing.
Because they did.
Trailers
really
were boring.
They really made it seem like
people also took Brie Larson's comments out of context.
Yeah.
Well, that's just people overblowing and misconstruing certain things. I'm just talking solely trailers were just boring and not all that interesting.
Yeah, and look, she's a good actress. She won an Oscar in the past, so she deserves all her accolades. I think she definitely there was a lot of wit in this. There was some comedy in it. It actually was funny. I actually was kind of surprised because of how terrible the marketing was, that I thought, well, all right then. But somebody explained it. Emergency Awesome explained it, that the marketing was terrible because it was apparently the entire film was done by indie filmmakers.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that, actually. I did not know that the film was actually made by a team of indie filmmakers, who, I guess, this is like the first time they got like a $15 million like movie or whatever. And I guess like I can give them maybe some leeway, but at the same time it's like, why would you, why?
I'll give them leeway for making a decent film.
Yeah.
But they still need to better their marketing going forward.
Yeah, they need to learn their lessons.
Undoubtedly, they'll be back for Captain Marvel too.
Yeah, they need to really like learn their lessons from what they did in the first. Did you just say no, Eric?
What?
Did you just say no?
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Totally. I really didn't.
I swear to God, I heard.
What?
Right.
Your Discord call is haunted then. I didn't say a word.
As soon as Ray said the sequel, Captain Marvel 2, I heard no.
I didn't say anything. You better check to make sure you're not alone in that room, because I didn't say a word.
Alright, anyway.
Anyways, I was trying to say that, basically, yeah, like, they're gonna... Because the thing about this movie is that there was already so much going against it in the first place with, like, how controversial the character has been for a while in the comics, and, like...
She sucks.
You know, with people... and with how people are like...
Which one?
Oh, Captain Marvel...
If you have to reboot it 7 times, you suck. I'm sorry. Yeah.
And also
You're
with,
not
like,
a good character.
And also with, like, Captain Marvel... Oh, they're just doing this to push a female agenda, because... I'll admit, Marvel Comics has not been the best when it comes to that as of late. Like, they've been doing a lot of, like, questionable things with their comics in terms of, like,
didn't they
push,
make
like,
Captain Marvel absurdly important in Civil War 2?
They did, and she's the reason why Civil War 2 kicked off, and apparently it wasn't a good reason.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Man, I can see why some comic book fans just didn't even care about the movie, and it wasn't because of the gender.
Let me tell you. So if you as a viewer want to have like the definitive, I guess, like not definitive, but like I guess the best version of the Captain Marvel reboots, pick up the Kelly Sue DeConnick versions, because they're actually the ones that are based on the movie, and they're the ones that they're the ones that the movies are based. The movie is based on.
Wow, that cut off, huh?
Yeah, they're the ones that the movie is based on.
No, I'm saying you're cutting out.
Oh, rip. But the movie is based on the Kelly Sue DeConnick comic books. So go ahead and like just give it a look and just try to figure out how things go. I mean, in general, the movie gives a lot of exposition that's pretty like. I mean, it's pretty necessary. If you want to know more about the character, you find out how she gets her powers and shit like that. So it's a good movie. It's not a great movie. It's not an excellent movie. It's not the worst movie, and it's definitely not Thor 2.
Thor 2 is still the worst MCU movie to me by a mile.
It's good.
I cannot get to Thor 2.
Like
it's boring. It's so tough to get through.
There were times I found myself enjoying this movie, but there are times when I was just like, I want more. Please give me more. But they didn't deliver. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real things.
No, when I said "geez," I meant because you're getting cut out a lot, not because of feet. Relax.
Yeah, you got cut out there.
Of course I did. Right when I said the F word, that's when I got it cut out, huh? How convenient.
Why do you need to
How convenient.
Why do you need to like blur yourself when you say fuck?
Okay, that's not the F word I was referring to.
Oh, you mean the other one. Okay.
Anyways.
Yes. So, look, it's a good movie. Go watch it.
Yeah. I think it's all right. Not bad at all. I don't think it's excellent or even great. I just think it's all right. I'm not gonna say go rush out and see it.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
if you can wait, that's fine too. I had to go see it because I wanted to. So go.
Yeah, we bought tickets, so we obviously see it. But I don't think it's a must watch and all that. Like, I mean, unless you're like you really want to prep for Endgame, then sure.
Yeah, you better
go ahead and just go out and watch it. But like, on its own, like as a movie, it's all right. I don't really think you need to go out and really rush to see it. I don't know, just for me, like, in some ways it exceeded my expectations, because like I said, I thought those trailers were terrible. Yeah. And the movie didn't turn out terrible, but in some ways it did kind of disappoint me in the sense that Kevin Feige and a lot of the and the marketing that's, forgetting the trailers and the TV spots, like the rest of the marketing, they're really pushing her as like this big new hero, like the new face of the MCU going forward and all that.
And they mainly just teased it. Like, they didn't really show much of, like, oh, she's pretty much God.
I don't know. They showed off her powers a lot near the end.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, they didn't really, like, show...
They basically showed, it's like, yeah, she's Marvel's Superman, pretty much, for the most part.
Yeah.
By the end. And just, like... But when I say by, like, slightly disappointing, is that they are building her up. They keep saying that she's going to be the next face of the MCU. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm not really all that looking forward to the next phases of the MCU then, if she's going to be, like, the replacement for Tony and Cap or something. Because at least for me, I'll go more in depth later, but I just did not feel her all that much on an emotional level. I wasn't all that invested in her relationships, especially with her best friend. Like, I'm sorry, I think they're both well acted, but like when they're like getting emotional over their friendship, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
It's not the same as, say, like Tony and Rhodey.
Yeah.
And I know, like, it's not unfair because we've had a long time with those characters compared to Captain Marvel, but I think that's kind of like the reason why I'm not super crazy on her right now, is that, like, in regards to worries with her being the next big in the MCU, I really don't want her to end up like beating Thanos like a Deus Ex Machina. It's gonna feel really disappointing and anticlimactic if she just comes in and just beats Thanos. I'm like, no, fuck you. You've been in the MCU for like 2 months. These characters, these other ones, I've known for years at this point. I want to see them beat Thanos, not this newbie.
I just want you to help.
I just want her to help. Exactly. That's it. If she comes in and just beats Thanos for them, I'm gonna call shits and giggles at the writers.
Yeah, but I will only accept it under like I guess certain circumstances, right? Like, if, for example, let's say like Captain America, sorry, let's say that the fate of the world pretty much does rest in the hands of Tony and Captain Marvel. I think I would be okay with both of them teaming up to fuck Thanos up. I would be okay with that. But
I just don't want her to end up being the big deciding cause to beat Thanos. But if she's
the one that destroys Thanos by herself, yes, I will definitely be upset, and I will question why the Russos did that. But I just realized the reason why that probably
it's just not a good idea, because she's literally, by the time Endgame comes out, she'll have been in the MCU for 2 months. 2 months. Compared to everyone else that's had at least a year.
Also, how will, like, Tony or Steve or whoever's supposed to die?
I do believe in the Russos. The Russos are very, like, they're strategic. I mean, who fucking knew they were, like, gonna kill half of the fucking universe?
Jeez, your mic sucks or something. I don't know what get a new mic.
Who knew that the Russos were going to kill half of the universe of all living things? No one knew that was happening. No one. And everyone hated it at first. They also got rid of
half of the Game Awards nominees.
And that's my thing. They're strategic about this stuff. I think even they know that would be a cheap way to like end the Avengers.
I have faith in the Russos because they haven't let me down so far. Like I really liked Civil War. I really liked Infinity War, stuff like that. And didn't they also work on Winter Soldier? Were they also the ones on that?
I think so, maybe.
But yeah, I also really love Winter Soldier. Like, I have faith in them. I just, people say, oh no, but the Russos have confirmed that she's not going to come in and basically destroy Thanos. And I was like, yeah, but the Russos also said that the next Avengers movie wouldn't be called Endgame. And guess what it was called? Endgame.
Yeah.
So, exactly. Obviously they're going to say no
you can't
right now.
Let's be clear, you can't trust the Russos. But also
Kevin Feige said it was going to be called Avengers Untitled.
You can trust the Russos not to let you down, but you can't trust the Russos in general because they're out here erasing people from frames. They erased over
you.
Here. Yeah, you're right. They're over here filming fake scenes for audiences. Like, I mean. They know how to play people, so I think even they know that Captain Marvel just coming in and stomping shit, and that's it. Thanos is dead.
I just really hope that's not the case, especially because I saw so many people, like, as I mentioned before,
Thanos
like the
is
saying,
fucked.
Yeah, like Thanos is fucked, and I'm like, wow, so you really do just want her to come in and raffle stomp Thanos? When we have these other characters that are honestly just way better. Because we've known them for way more.
It's like a 6-minute movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, loser, sure. But
speaking, you guys need to. If the only thing I think you really do need to watch, and I'm pretty sure it'll be in the internet. It's probably on the internet right now. Go watch the mid-credit scene. At least the mid-credit
I feel
scene.
like, how, like, a lot of people went to see Ant-Man and the Wasp for that post-credit scene? I feel like Captain Marvel was mostly made for that mid-credit scene.
And for
just so that people can see that and be like, and not go into Endgame going, who the fuck is this?
And
where did she come from?
And that ending part with the, with that item that they exchange. That is kind of important. I think it's kind
of important. Like, overall, Captain Marvel, at least right now for our less in-depth review, I liked it. It's okay. It's alright.
Yeah.
Not one of the best. It's not one of the worst. Brie Larson's good in it. I'm not sure if she was the perfect casting choice. I still feel like Emily Blunt would be great for the role.
I didn't think about that.
But she did a good job with what she had. I dug the villain in it a lot, and by the villain I mean the one by Ben Middleston. Is that how you say his last name? I thought he was great.
Oh yeah.
And I thought Sam Jackson was great. Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury. I really liked his character in it a lot. I thought he had decent chemistry with Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, or Danvers, whatever the hell her last name is.
I was upset we didn't see more of
more
Agent,
what?
We didn't see more of Agent Cole Sprouse.
Agent Coulson.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not that sad about that. I like Coulson, but it's just like, it's whatever. I didn't expect to see that much of him anyway, so it's fine.
You just said Agent Cole Sprouse.
I know, it's a joke. It's a Lawrence joke. But, and I will say this, her outfit with the mohawk looks dumb as shit. I'm sorry. I started laughing when I saw it. It just looks so dumb to me. But that's just my opinion. If you like it, all more power to you. I thought the action scenes in the movie were just kind of forgettable, honestly. Like, I've already kind of forgotten all of them. None of them really stick out in my head.
That the review said that, like, because it was indie, a lot of the action scenes were just not really, like, up to par with, like, what we've seen in like, Black Panther.
I will also say this in regards to the controversy surrounding it. I really didn't get that much of a feminist propaganda vibe with it. There's some moments where it's like, females, power, and all that. Like, there's some female empowerment, but it's really not that much. I felt more of a political nod to the whole Trump thing going on more than anything, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah. But yeah, no.
But yeah,
I also enjoyed the way the scrolls were done in this movie as well, especially compared to like the comics.
That was pretty good. The animation.
And also the Stanley tribute as well was
the
really
Stanley tribute
heartwarming.
was great at the beginning. Yeah, it was great, and I really liked his cameo in the movie. I love especially that Stanley is the only person that Carol Danvers smiles to in that scene.
Yeah.
She's like scowling at, but then when she sees Stan Lee, she gives him a smile.
Yeah, it was pretty
cute.
nice.
I really liked that. We'll talk more about it in length next time. But just overall, my initial review is just it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
Not as bad as the trailers made it out to be. Hopefully her character improves as we go along. I remember thinking Doctor Strange was just okay at first, but then I really liked what the Russos did with him in Infinity War, so maybe they'll do the same for Captain Marvel in Endgame. We'll see. Fans, it's okay. It's here if you want to see it. It's honestly not as important as I thought it would be. Like, the most important thing is the mid-credits scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like IGN, like I don't like to go off on IGN reviews too much, but like I was reading an IGN review, they gave it an 8.3, which is good. Like they gave it a good.
That's a lot.
Like they literally just said the words good. That was their verdict. So
good.
And I can agree with that. Like it was
like the Zelda CDI cutscene. Good.
Yeah.
But like,
and also the Robin, like,
I mean,
good,
you know, because like they gave Black Panther like a 9.7, I think.
Jesus, I like the movie, but that high?
Well, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 97 also.
Dude, Rotten Tomatoes is not a critic. People need to understand that when they see a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, that does not mean that the movie is a 97 out of 100. That means that 97% of critics gave it a good review.
Yeah.
That's all it means. People, to this day, people still make that mistake, and it blows my mind.
Yeah. Well, 97% gave it certified fresh.
Yeah, that's all it means, is that 97% of viewers gave it a good score. That average score could turn out to be like a 6 out of 10. So like,
well, no,
y'all need to calm down.
6 is not.
6
to me is okay.
I think 6 to them is rotten. I think.
Like a 5 to me is average, like right down the middle average. A 6 for me is okay. 7 is like good. 8 is great.
Yeah.
9 is like fantastic, and then 10 is like, you know, a top tier as you can get, basically. But that's how I usually see it. I know that that's not how it aligns with everyone, but that's how I would rate things if I did rate things on a 10 scale.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, so like, go see it. That's it. That's what we're gonna end it. Go see it. Make your own opinion.
Go see it.
Yeah, Brie Larson has some toe scenes, so go see it. You know, make our boy Lawrence proud.
On that note, Jesus.
It's almost 4. Can we really just wrap it up?
Yeah. Let's just.
We can save the topics for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously.
So we talked briefly
week after.
While you were gone. We talked. I just want to talk about this one topic. We talked briefly while you were gone about the Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past reboot or whatever.
Link to the Past reboot?
Was it Link's Awakening?
No, Link's Awakening.
Alright, it's not a reboot, and it's not Links to the Past. It's a Link's Awakening remake.
Yeah, remake, yeah. Yeah, that.
Jeez. You need to research your topics before you start talking about it. So we're going to talk about Captain Marvel, played by Halle Berry, written by Uwe Boll. Alright, fellas, what did you think of the movie?
So, No. So, like, I actually didn't want... Like, I was talking about it with Ray earlier. I like the animation. It looks good. I
think it looks cute. I'm excited for it.
It's cute.
I really like Link's Awakening.
Did you get the vibes? So, like, I was asking Ray this earlier, but did you get the, like, Breath of the Wild vibes from it when it first...
I mean, I got it from the logo, because it's the same fucking logo.
That's what I was thinking of. When they showed the logo, it showed up like...
It's the Breath of the Wild logo, except with Link's Awakening instead of Breath of the Wild. It's literally the same. I guess they're going to use that from now on.
Yeah, which is weird, but...
Yeah, it's weird, because it's not even it's a remake. It's not even a new game.
It makes it seem like
but...
it's connected in some way.
I don't know. We'll see. Some people don't like the whole claymation sort of art style thing they got going on, but I like it. I think it looks cute.
Get used to it. I think it's cute, honestly.
And Link's Awakening is a really good Zelda game. I'm excited to see how this goes.
Yeah. And who knows?
And again, like, you know, just minor spoilers for those who haven't played this like 30-year-old game. This whole game is technically a dream. So like the art style is justified.
God damn it, Ray.
Damn, now you spoiled it for Lawrence.
I'm kidding. But yeah, no. So I'm excited for it. Another game I'm surprisingly excited for from that Nintendo Direct is the Assassin's Creed 3 remaster. So Assassin's Creed 3.
All right, that's coming to Switch.
Notably, is my favorite Assassin's Creed game.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, So it goes for me 3 and then 1. And
Did you never play 2?
I haven't played 2. But
right.
I from like what I have, like I know it takes place in the Renaissance era. I base it mostly on just like, do I like the story? Basically, like I know the story. I've read about the story. Do I like the story? Do I like the setting? You know, those kind of things. Do I like this version of Connor? Or, you know, not Connor, whatever the fuck his name is.
I mean, it's a different assassin sometime.
Yeah,
in Assassin's Creed 1, it's Altair, but then in 2, Brotherhood and Revelations, it's Ezio.
No, but it's the same guy, though, right?
Well, it's Connor.
Yeah.
Like, the guy in the future, like, in the present day, exactly. Is Connor.
That's what I mean. Like, it's a different Connor.
John Connor.
His ancestors.
No, wait, it's Desmond. What the fuck? Connor's from something else. It's Desmond.
I think Connor was...
I messed
Connor
up.
was the, is the third assassin.
No, Connor... Wait.
Yeah.
Connor is the third assassin, yeah.
Okay.
Desmond is the guy from, like, present day, the future.
Okay, yeah. It's a different Desmond
there you
at
go.
the time.
Jesus, I messed up badly there, but... I did a Lawrence mess up there.
That's my...
You know, Link to the Past reboot.
3 is my favorite. I love the American Revolution era, but also just, like, it like, having watched game footage of it from the past, and, like, it looks, honestly, a lot nicer. I even have it on my PC. Like, it was one of the games I was excited to play a long... Wow, I've cut out there really badly. It was one of the games I really, really wanted to play.
Get the fucking headset I have. Seriously.
long time ago. It's like, it's good. I think definitely Origin is up there as well. Like I said, I didn't play 2.
Yes, I understood that whole sentence.
Origin is up there too. I think it definitely goes 3, then 1, then Origin. I played Syndicate.
Definitely goes blank, blank, and blank, yeah.
You didn't hear that?
Definitely goes blank. Nope.
Okay.
Not at all.
So, for me, it goes 3, then...
Mike, like, in your mouth and everything. Like, just don't escape it, because seriously,
3,
this is really bad.
Then 1, then Origin, and then, like, I can't really tell from there. I played Syndicate. It's okay. Like, it's fun. It's a cool era, but not a totally big fan of it. Like, it's fun to play. But yeah, I'm excited for that on the Switch, because it means that I can bring it on the go, and that's going to be awesome.
Can't wait for Mr. Hayes' review on it.
Mr. Hay, my old high school history teacher?
Yeah, the one who kept shitting on Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, oh my god, me and Isaac would talk about this all the time. It's fucking hilarious. So if you guys didn't know, we had a high school, me and Isaac went to the same high school, and we had a history teacher in freshman year that hated Assassin's Creed, just hated it. And me and Isaac and some other kids who did play the games would, like, play around with him. So we basically, like, we'd get near him, like, during lunch, and we'd go, and we'd start talking about it. I was like, yeah, so I started playing, you know, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, pretty good game so far. He would literally, like, turn around as he's grading papers while we're talking and goes, sucks. Goes back to grading papers, sucks. Like, he would do that all the time. It was the best.
Oh my god. I can't wait to hear him say it sucks.
No, it's not.
But yeah, I mean the Chain Link game looks pretty cool.
Astral Chain?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the new Platinum
Wrap
game.
up the podcast, sir. It's 4 o'clock.
I didn't know the name of the like the games, but yeah, the Astral the game with the like the two-handed one. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it looks cool. Yeah, like there are a lot of really cool games. The Nintendo Direct was mediocre. It was just like cool. We didn't get any.
I like how you go from like I'm excited for all these games. This is a mediocre Direct.
In general, though, like I'm excited because like I like when like cool Switch games come out in general, but you know this does not obviously compare to like when we got the Pokemon Direct and we saw Sword and Shield, right? And we saw Eric's favorite Pokemon in the entire universe.
Sobble?
Yes.
Sobble is the best starter, and if you don't think so, you're wrong. It's a sad lizard. You want to make it cry by picking someone else? What are you, a heartless monster?
All three of them are good. Oh yeah,
I like all three of them too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I like
Sobble's my go-to.
But I think I'm still gonna go with the bunny.
Yeah, because you're a fucking dirty fire type starter. I pick the ones that I think look coolest. Always picks fire types. Yeah, sure. You totally don't have a bias.
I love how everybody's giving the female trainer a fucking Scottish accent.
Yeah, that's the best meme right now regarding Pokemon.
But I'm excited for Shield and Sword. That I am legitimately excited for. And that was
I'm excited for Pokemon Gun.
Direct. Yo, you right. Pokemon
The
Gun.
fucking Spanish newspaper.
Yeah, Spanish newspapers don't know how to do their research about Pokemon games.
Well, it's red, blue, and green. Clearly, it's connected to the starters.
Because they probably based it on like the original Japanese games, like, and they were just like, "Yo, must be following the same exact pattern."
Yo, they're releasing a third version early.
For those of you that didn't know, none of us were right. It actually takes place in London. So, although, I think what was it? Eric went with Russia, right?
No, I did not.
What was your guess?
I said Italy.
Oh, Italy. And who said Russia?
Close enough.
Am I a joke to you?
Was it Isaac? Did Isaac say Russia?
I think.
Or was it you? Bitch.
Can we wrap up? Are we still going?
Ray? Was it you?
I didn't say anything. I was relying on these guys guessing. I never said Russia.
So that means
Alright, no one said Russia. Alright, good night, everyone. Wrapping up the podcast.
That means it was Isaac with his China thing. It's his China theory.
Wrap up the fucking podcast, sir.
I love how every time this season we try to end the podcast, Florence just keeps going.
I thought we literally said earlier, let's end after the 2 movie discussions, Lego Movie 2 and Captain Marvel. Then he's like, nah, man, let's talk about the Zelda remake. Let's talk about Assassin's Creed 3. Let's start talking about Pokemon. Well, let's just keep going into the night at this rate. Jeez.
Y'all want to break that? No, I'm kidding. Okay, alright, everyone. So next week we're going to be talking about... we're going to get
not
into
next week because...
oh, shit, yeah. We're going to be taking a 2-week break. But
if you guys
Ray is
want
going
to
to be
these
posting...
as these come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week, we're not doing a new episode next week. We're putting out the panel video for 2018 Liberty City Anime Con.
For those of you wondering, I'm taking a trip out of town. I won't be here, so we won't be able to...
He's going to the Footfuckers convention.
True.
He'll report on it later.
Well, it doesn't sound out of place for what he's done before.
Anyways,
wait, have you been to Footfucker conventions
shut
before?
the fuck up. Anyways,
no, but it didn't involve foots.
Oh my god, stop.
Okay,
That really low stop.
Anyways,
yeah.
no
So
new episode next week.
Next week
but
I'm
you
gonna
guys
be
will
out
see
of
the
town.
panel.
But you guys will get a new episode, and then we will be back the following week with a brand new episode where we spoil Captain Marvel.
About Captain Marvel spoilers. We're going to be talking more about Pokemon if there's anything to talk about. We're going to be talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, the physical versus digital trading card game. You know, which is better, which is more efficient, and a bunch of other stuff that we didn't get to talk about this time around.
Oh yeah, Eric and I are going to go see Heaven's Feel next week.
That is also true. You guys are going to be able to talk about that too.
We'll be reviewing that when he went during his fate special in a couple weeks. But yeah, and then we'll be talking about like a lot of other things, including constipated boy bands. My favorite part.
All right, who's gonna say it? Who's gonna say the other thing we'll talk about? Come on.
Brie Larson's toes. You're right.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
All right, everybody.
Someone had to say it. I mean, it's just become a running joke at this point in this podcast to just add feet jokes. Might as well just keep it going.
All right. So everybody,
make sure you guys go follow the new Twitter account at brothers_Inkling. That's the name we unfortunately had to get, but it's catchy
at
enough.
Brothers.
At brothers.
That's bros, by the way. BROS.
But before we go,
link in the description below.
I just wanted to make sure that you guys go to Arby's and order a roast beef gyro or a Reuben.
Yeah, go.
They're really
go draw their waifu.
Go eat some of their sandwiches. They're really good.
Bookends.
Anyways, everybody.
And go buy Devil May Cry 5. There you go. Yeah, that's my sponsor.
Actually, go do that. That's a good game.
My name is Royal Dude Lorenzo. I'm Blue Squid. Sorry.
Blue
Link. Okay.
It's Team
Triforce is back, baby.
It's 4:09 p.m. and I'm exhausted. I think we're all exhausted, and I still wanted to keep going, so don't.
No more late night podcast, please.
See y'all.
Lawrence, please, I'll send you feet pics. Just end the podcast on time.
See you at 12:30 next week in 2 weeks, everybody.
My name is Ray, also known as Meatloaf Man. I'm the Purple Squid on the Inkling Brothers podcast. And last but not least,
I'm Eric.
What the hell?
I'm Eric.
We need to end it.
His name is Eric Brown. All right, bye everybody.
Brown.
Have a good night, everybody.
See y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
I love you.
Bye.
Toes.